When I heard this bit of news, I was legit shocked and I didn't know what to say. Now, I was actually on the clock when this message came my way in a group chat that I'm a part of. And I had my, of course, I couldn't have my phone out, but I had my Apple Watch on. And the first thing I saw in the message, it says, X-Men 97 creator fired ahead of the premiere. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, wait, what is going on here? And I knew that the creator of X-Men 97 was a black man. Of course, some people probably did not know, but he is. But in case y'all are unaware what X-Men 97 is basically picking off where the X-Men animated series in the 90s that got started in 1992 left off and got canceled in 1997. So this story that's being told now is picking right up where the last one left off, because the last one left off on a cliffhanger. It left off with, spoiler alert for those who never watched it, but I'm figuring, you know, if you haven't seen it by now, you probably won't watch it, where Professor X is basically on his deathbed. He's about to die. He actually did die. And this new series is going to pick up right where it left off. By the way, I'm recording this video on March 13, 2024. And the premiere of the show starts on March 20th. And this man got fired literally about a week before a show he created is set to premiere on Disney Plus. And I was reading some of the details and I'm like, what happened? It's a big mystery. Like, what in the world happened for this man who created this series, spent years working on it, and for it finally to get ready to come out, and he gets fired about a week before it comes on. And when I say this is a harsh firing, I mean harsh indeed. But I'm not going to go, I'm going to let the article explain the details, and it's going to make you really question why and how and what happened for this man to just be let go like this, because it's deeper than probably what people would assume. Beau DeMayo, the showrunner and executive producer behind Disney Plus's upcoming animated series X-Men 97, has been fired ahead of the March 20th premiere, Variety has confirmed. DeMayo had completed work on seasons 1 and 2 of X-Men 97 ahead of his exit. He will not attend the March 13th Hollywood premiere for the show, which ironically I'm recording this video on the day of the premiere. His Instagram account, on which he had been previewing artwork and answering fan questions about X-Men 97, has also been deleted. So now it's really begging the question, what happened? He deleted his Instagram account. So that's why I say it's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Because if you got fired, or so-called, what it is, but apparently he was probably using his Instagram account to help promote the show. So he probably had to delete it, because that's probably what mostly his Instagram account was about. Maybe not the only thing, but most of it was, what you can't fault him for, because it's his show. He wrote and produced X-Men 97, which is a continuation of the popular X-Men the Animated Series that aired on Fox Kids in the 90s. It is unclear why DeMayo was fired from X-Men 97 so close to the premiere, but he will no longer promote the show or be involved with future seasons. That's scary. Because if the show is actually really good, then, you know, when people take over for certain projects that are already good and they're on the up and up, you're worried that whoever comes in after it could actually ruin it. Look at Zack Snyder's Justice League, for example, when Joss Whedon took over. And you'll see what I mean when I say that. DeMayo also wrote on the fellow Marvel and Disney Plus series Moon Knight, starring Oscar Isaac, and the upcoming feature film Blade, starring Mahershala Ali. His other credits include Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Netflix's live action The Witcher, starring Henry Cavill, the animated film The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf, and 2 animated League of Legends shorts and Absolutions and Before Dawn. So you can see this guy has quite an impressive resume, especially to be attached to Moon Knight, Blade, and The Witcher. Several original cast members of X-Men the Animated Series are returning for X-Men 97 more than 30 years after the series finale. The new show picks up where the 90s Saturday's morning cartoon ended. Professor Charles Xavier is believed to be dead, and his arch-rival Magneto has assumed control of his last will and testament. The X-Men, comprised of Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Jubilee, Beast, Gambit, Morph, Bishop, and more, must also battle new foes in a world that fears them. Hollywood Reporter first broke the news. So I read that part right there from Variety. Variety only had a little bit, but I'm going to go to the Hollywood Reporter and read what they said, because the Hollywood Reporter has a little bit more detail on it. And it says, Marvel had no comment. DeMayo's, I'm kind of reading around it because I don't want to rehash the same thing I just read. Marvel had no comment. DeMayo's representatives did not return calls for comment, and emails to the showrunner yielded no response. It was a surprising turn of events on the eve of the show's March 20th debut. Splitting with writers is a normal part of business for Marvel or any studio. However, it is unusual for a top creative on a Marvel project to miss a premiere or cancel press plans last minute, even if they've been shuffled to the side. Most Marvel premiere features multiple screenwriters walking the red carpet, some of whom had been rewritten by other writers also work walking the carpet. Marvel announced DeMayo's hiring in November 2021. The move was met with some level of excitement, as the scribe brought his identity as a gay black man to the project and made it a point in talking to the press about how growing up as the adopted son to white parents with a Korean sister in the South made the X-Men characters and their struggles for acceptance by society feel personal to him. His silence on social media has been acute, as he was a prolific poster, sharing X-Men tidbits as well as shirtless pictures of himself at the gym. For a time, he also ran a non-explicit OnlyFans account, all of which inspired the Academy publication Out to declare him the sexy gay Marvel writer and showrunner to know. Now, let me just stop right there. A lot of people think that him having this OnlyFans account is what attributed to him being fired. But actually, I learned that he actually had this account before he even was attached to this project, and even while he was working on it. So Disney, Marvel in particular, had to have known this man had this OnlyFans account. And he said it was non-explicit, which means he wasn't posting any nude pictures of himself. Mainly probably something like a thirst trap, or something that you could probably just post on Instagram, but he just decided, let me get paid for it and just make an OnlyFans account. But he already had the account. Marvel already knew about it. He already created the show. They had no problem with it. So for people to think that, they got rid of him because of the OnlyFans account, that's not the reason either. So now you got to go back to the drawing board and still wonder and still ponder, why did they fire this man? And like I said, it had to be a harsh firing for him to delete. This man practically deleted most of his social media. He deleted his Instagram account. I think they say he deleted his OnlyFans account. I think he had a Twitter account. I think he deleted that too. So this is more than just, we are firing you, because he's not even going to the premiere of it. He said he even canceled plans of working on future seasons, even though he's already started working on season 2. Now, from what I've also read, this show is supposed to be slated to have a 3-season run to officially complete out the series extending back to the 90s. Now he's not attached to it at all. So it's so many questions, but there's also a lot of red flags going up, and a lot of eyebrows are being raised of why was this man fired? Like, it's almost like they had a meeting and it was probably a shouting match. Some things were probably said, and it was like just and this is not a good look on Marvel right now, because you got to think of the whole situation with Jonathan Majors and what happened with him last year, and how they seemingly kind of tossed him to the wayside, or let some publications tell it he's been fired altogether, even though they haven't officially come out and actually said he's been fired. But that's kind of a lot of red tape there. But now you have this one where you have an incident with yet another black man who is a creative on your side and has worked not just on this show to bring it to life, but also on other main shows and movies and projects as well. So now people are going to be looking at Marvel with a side eye. Like, what's really going on here? At least with your people behind the scenes. Let me continue the article. But at times, social media had proven a challenge while making the series. In May 2023, DeMayo announced he would be deleting his Twitter account after he was attacked by users accusing X-Men 97 of whitewashing the character Sunspot with the casting of Brazilian actor Gui Agostini in the role. X-Men 97 continues the story of X-Men, the animated series, which ran from 1992 to 1997 and is credited with introducing a generation of children to the mutant characters and priming the pump for the X-Men movies in the early 2000s. A number of the voice actors from the original show are returning, with the nostalgia factor helping propel the first trailer to become the most watched promo for Disney Plus animated shows. DeMayo was among the kids who grew up watching the show, said the showrunner in June 2022. Anyone who feels different, we all have a Magneto inside of us, and we all have a Charles Xavier. We all have a part of us that wants to burn it all down, and there's a part of us who wants to find the compromise and build it up. And those comics really helped me understand my identity, and that is the end of the Hollywood Reporter. But I really wanted to go to that one because, again, that Hollywood Reporter article definitely talked about it a little bit more than what the Variety one did, because that was more of a piggyback article anyway. But yeah, I want to hear from y'all. I want y'all to tell me, why do y'all think this man got fired? Because it's very vague, and it's almost very secretive. Like, they're not saying why he got fired. He probably knows why, but he's probably not saying anything, because it's probably going to be a lot of he say, she say. He's going to say he got fired because of this. Then Marvel's going to come out and say, no, he got fired because of this. Or we can't say anything because, we're sworn to secrecy. You know what? And it may even come to a thing. None of us will probably ever know why this man got fired, but we know he got fired, and it sounds like it was probably over some BS. Like, wow. I mean, again, to go back and reiterate, he got fired from this project that he created. Keep this in mind. He created this. He wasn't brought on after it was created and was told to give some finishing touches. He's the one that came up with the concept to continue this, especially when a lot of people was like, why did X-Men end on a cliffhanger like that? This was the man that created it. It's his project. And now what you're going to do, hand it off to someone and let them get the credit? I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if that's what ended up happening. That happens all the time. But that is just crazy to me. I don't know why he got fired. I would love to know why. And like I said, I bet you it's a bunch of BS behind it. And you can, at this point, you can only just guess why he got fired, because we may never know. We may never find out the true reason as to why. Only he and the people at Marvel would know. But the fact that he's not even going to hit the premiere, or he deleted his accounts, he's not attached to any more seasons, and all of that, I wouldn't be surprised if they going to start to try to blackball him. Like, it's very strange to me. It is very weird to me. But y'all let me know, like, any speculations, why do you think this man got fired from this project?